I remember there were some nights where we didn't have food. And so what I would do is I would actually go out and collect bottles. It doesn't sound as bad as like homeless people, but you just go out and collect some bottles and take it up to the fourth floor and sell it to them. And that family would make their alcohol, put it in the bottles and go out and sell it. And so I would make money that way. And I think that's kind of where I started to kind of understand that, you know what, you can work, you can make money, and entrepreneurial kind of spirit kind of got into my bones. And this is also when I realized that, people have to make sacrifices to take care of their family. My parents decided there was no jobs in Mongolia, so they had to go to South Korea. They had to leave me with their family and go and live and work in Korea. And I think that was for about 2 years. And I would just go from staying with aunt and uncle to another aunt and uncle. And this is when I was maybe 9 years old. And this is when I learned that you have to be independent, and you live in different households. You have to deal with different kinds of people. That's what's really made me really strong. But it was very much just being on your own so much when you're a child, and not have your parents do everything for you. And I remember my parents working so hard. They would have 2 jobs. They would wake up in the morning, one would go wash cars, and then come home around 2 o'clock, and then shower, go to another restaurant, and work. And my mom would work 2 restaurants. So they both worked so hard because the banking system was so behind the times. There was no way to actually pay for an application fee because there were no credit cards. There's no way for me to write a check. So I literally got a school name from A to Z, and I looked in the A's to find schools that weren't requiring an application fee. And I ended up at Avila University. That's here in Kansas City, Missouri. And literally I was like, do you have anything to sleep on? That's kind of how I started. And I like to tell people that I came with 1 bowl, 1 spoon, and 1 fork, because that's what you need to do to have your first meal. And I remember buying my car, going to Walmart, and getting a water boiler. That was my very first purchase, because I had a bowl, I had a fork, and I just needed a ramen. It was really, really hard to find a job. And I was ready to work hard. I knew I had work ethic, but convincing people to give you a chance was really hard. And after, I think, a year and a half of trying, I finally was given a teller job at a bank. It was very difficult to get through just in the initial phases of interviews. And so whether it be just companies making sure that they can see past the normal questions, that the robotical questions they ask, to get to really the root of the story. Because I think also maybe people just need to learn to tell their stories differently too. And that's something I'm learning right now, which is taking me 10, 11 years in the career world to try and figure that out. If you do see an immigrant that just recently graduated, that you always keep an open mind. They're chasing opportunity, and if it was up to them, they would be home with their family in their comfort zone. So they're already taking the first step to get out of that comfort zone while missing their family. They're going through so much more, because it was so hard to find a job as soon as you get out of school, because you're different, right? So different is new. Different is new, and not a lot of people give you chances. And so I hope that you guys can always keep an open mind and help immigrants, right? Because they're far away from their homes, and they come here for better opportunities. Some days I don't want to do my job, but guess what I think at the end of the day? I'm so far away from my family. Why the hell would I slack today? Why would I not be the best at what I do today? I'm far away from my family. There's a leader here in the Kansas City ecosystem that really helped me. And this person has really pushed me, and And he's always said to me, like, it's my responsibility. I've been given, opportunities from other people, and it feels like it's my responsibility to help you get this done. And so he's kind of gotten us to where we are. And we have a great team now. We developed relationships with all the 6 different PMI companies. And I'm proud to say we're the only company that's doing this right now. So I always feel like I'm always 5 to 10 steps behind someone that's been born here, someone that's, been in Kansas City. But that's all right. We'll make it work. I'll catch up. This has just really started happening for me. It was 10 years, 10, 11 years in just dreaming, and it's just coming true right now.